online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Miriam Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey guys, welcome back to another Younger After Show here at AFTERBUZZ TV. We're jamming out to Hilary Duff, of course. That's why we watch the show. We love Hill Duff here at the studio. But this is Season 1, Episode 5. There's only one episode left next week, which is exciting, and it got picked up for Season 2. So we will be back for many more episodes, in addition to next week. But I'm Danica Kennedy. I'm hosting tonight with my lovely co-host,
Joe Doyle. Oh, Joe Doyle.
Double Joe. I think he got excited about saying his Twitter. We have our Twitter handles as well, so you can find him there.
Yeah, but I'm Joe.
I'm Sam Davidson. You can find me on Twitter at SamD43.
Hey guys, I'm Annika Michelle. You can find me on Twitter at Annika_Michelle. We just did it in the beginning this time.
I know, right? Hey, it's better. Check us out online. We definitely want to know what you thought of this episode, especially with all that Goddess Cup talk.
Stop. Why we gotta start with that?
It made Joe so uncomfortable.
It was so funny watching Joe squirm.
But not the fact that it was period stuff, because that's a natural occurrence. Things happen. I don't want the lady saying like, "Oh, he hates about periods." But just like that was like. We searched, what was it called? Like
a Diva Cup?
A Diva Cup? Y'all, that's a big instrument. That's a giant instrument. That's why I was groaning.
Yeah, it was like plain Tupperware. I'm like so curious about it. I'm like, wait, you can recycle it? I don't understand.
I've never done it, but I know that you can the thing is you only buy one or two maybe, but you only need one, they say, because you rinse it out in the sink and then stick it back in after.
So it's recyclable. It's eco-friendly. And kind of gross.
But
gross. Yeah, I don't know what was grosser, me Googling it and the images that popped up, or the fact that Liza reached her hand up there and took it out.
Can we talk about that? Because I know some girls who would do that for their girlfriends.
Well, that was a Sex and the City moment right there. There was an episode of, remember Samantha? I think it was season 2. She stuck it up Carrie's.
Yeah, didn't she? Yeah,
and she got her diaphragm is what happened.
And it's funny because didn't she say, she's like, what's a diaphragm? She didn't know.
She didn't know what it was.
But I was like, what's a goddess cup?
Well, that was like a recall, which is like what I love about this show.
Yeah, so it's off the market. They
don't I mean just like saying like recalling Sex and the City. It's like, hey guys, those of you that are watching, we did this before, but in a weird, different way.
And I actually complained about the writing last week's episode. I was like so obsessed with the show the first episode or two, and then like last week I was like, what is with these vagina jokes? And then I liked the vagina jokes this week, where she was like, oh, my vagina's so big, why do I even carry around a purse? I'm like, well, at least that's a funny one.
It was funnier this week for sure than last week.
Way more clever.
Sutton Foster, I'm sure if you guys are following her know that she tweeted that today was her favorite episode, so I can see why, honestly.
I think it's my favorite episode so far. Too.
It's
Well,
yeah, it's
just like it was the grossest one.
it was a good episode, but man, oh man, that's a big instrument.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing. You can't ever use that in a public restroom. Like, you can't ever, because if you have to take it out and go rinse it, like what?
Ew, yeah.
What are you going to do in the meantime?
You murdered someone.
Yeah. Do you, like, I don't want to know. I mean, I do want to know, kind of, but I don't want to know. But like,
nope. Nope. I could go the rest of my life not knowing how that instrument works.
Honestly, as a woman, me too. I don't want to know how it works. I don't want anything to do with it. Just, we know how to do it, ladies.
But that was definitely her ride or die.
Tweet us
right
your
there.
experiences. Tweet Joe your experiences.
No, don't.
Yeah,
no.
specifically,
only Joe.
Actually, private message him too.
Normally, I would be excited.
Send him some photos.
Normally, I'd be excited about people private messaging me things about their vaginas, but not in this instance. No,
not this time.
Nope.
I thought Liza was rude this episode, though. She was such a shit friend,
Well,
right, to Maggie.
I mean, she
made
is
up
like
for it.
reverting back to her 26-year-old self, and it's weird, but that's how 26-year-olds act. They're selfish.
She's taking it like way too seriously, though, because she needed a job, and it's like, okay, yeah, pretend you understand social media, try to fit in, things like that, but to go around being like, I'm 26, and like
It's
being like, oh,
sociopathic,
these
yeah.
like old, like, oh, my old friend and stuff, and it's like, yeah, she's a sociopath in a weird way, and like, I know in Sex and the City they're alluding to the fact that these women act younger and stuff like that, but I think it's fine for women to not get married and sleep around when they're older and have a pet dog or cat, or not even that, you know, you
Right.
don't have to get married, and you don't have to be considered younger or immature just because you sleep around, I think.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. You know, you don't have to, have like set parameters, but yeah, it's interesting. I think it could be the same kind of situation when someone goes undercover and they're undercover for too long, they start believing it. I watch a lot of like Gangland, and then they talk about people going undercover in like motorcycle gangs, and they had to start doing meth or else they they wouldn't get found out. And then it just gets to you.
Yeah.
Just the game
You
gets
just
to you.
morph into it.
Yeah, so I don't know if maybe that's what's going down.
Well, I
true.
think I mentioned when I did the show with you a few weeks ago that it was very much like Drew Barrymore in Never Been Kissed.
Oh, yeah.
But like as a 26-year-old, it's
That's a Josie
kind
Grossi?
of yeah,
Yes,
Josie
okay.
Grossi.
Christy anymore.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I mean, high school, it's a whole nother thing. But I mean, this is still. I mean, I'm 27,
Right.
and at first I'm like, why isn't she 27? What's so good about 26? But really, though, what is she doing? Like, there's no end game here that's going to end up well.
No, she's just gonna get caught in her lie, and she's also just siding with these young girls like, oh yeah, those stupid old people, like, let's kill each other before we're 40 or
Right.
whatever. And
she's
it's
like way past that right now.
Yeah.
it's making her so immature and dumb. Like, most people in general aren't like that. Like, ew, a 32-year-old, like, I cannot hang out with them. No, it's like, who is actually like that, you know?
Yeah.
No. And even though she was kind of selfish in the beginning, like ditched Maggie, and Maggie was like calling her constantly and like, where are you? And she came home and she didn't even care that she ditched her roommate. She did make up for it in a very sweet way, which I feel like most 26-year-olds would be like, whatever, it's their problem. Like, wouldn't even think to like make up for the fact that they just hurt their roommate and like,
Pretty woman.
you know? Yeah.
That was
She did. She
adorable.
totally did. And it was cute. And she like got her the gallery, and like she kind of mended that, and like they invited Maggie into their group, so that was really cool to see.
And it's weird that the only reason Liza was brought into the group was because she pulled that thing out of her vagina.
know.
She's like, you're part of the group now, part of the gang.
I would hope that you're part of the gang, like, after that situation.
Blood brothers, blood sisters.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I'm sorry, I went there.
Oh, no, that's cool. That's cool. I did think about it.
like a witch.
Just a little bit, yeah. I'm really excited about this new season, mostly because I feel like they can all relax. The characters can relax. The writers can relax and take some time with a lot of these things. I feel like the storyline with Maggie and Liza, like being at odds, could have been a couple, it could have been stretched out into a couple episodes and then reconciled a little bit later. I can completely see how they reconciled it immediately because they didn't know at that point if they were getting another season. We only have one episode left from the beginning of the season, so it's interesting. I'm looking forward to see how they make it tie everything up just in case they didn't get renewed. But lucky for us, they did.
Yeah, and I hope it's a lot more than 6 episodes. So
Yeah, I've never seen a scripted show that has only had 6 episodes unless it was a miniseries. Like, WTF. I'm sorry. TVLand, but that's weird. I watch so much TV, and I've never seen a series that has just gotten picked up for 6 episodes.
That was like my big complaint last week is I was like, I feel like I don't have a connection to these characters like I do with other shows, and I think it's because they have all this plot they're fitting in, And it's good plot. It's just like, oh, I want that connection. And I think now that they're going to have all these episodes, we're going to get to know them better. Even like the side characters. Like, we barely even saw Josh at all this episode. And that's like a huge plot point.
We really
but
didn't
they're saving it for the
him.
season finale. I'm
sure,
sure they're
yeah.
going to have
Yeah.
something
Next week.
with the gallery Craigslist situation. I don't know.
Well, don't forget that smoking hot publisher going through that divorce. Like,
True.
Something's going to happen there.
They had
Shout-
a lot shown in the preview that was like coming up, which was kind of cool.
yeah, with Jane Krasinski as well.
I know.
Yeah.
I love her. She is the best.
Nice.
She is so funny.
Yeah,
And her ex is back, like telling her like, you know, you're like going back to your old self kind of thing. And she was like, whatever, like what's wrong with that? Like he was calling her out on, you know, being like young.
Yeah.
And she didn't seem to mind. So that was interesting that they brought him back for the season finale.
Well, it's just an interesting thing to think about, like how this woman kind of like went through her, you know, youngness or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it, and she had a baby very early, and now she's just living it out, and she's lucky enough to be beautiful enough to like pull it off.
I think a lot of women go through this when they're kids, like if they have one kid and they just graduated high school or college,
Yeah.
and then they're like, well, now that I'm done being a parent, I need to think about my life and like what I'm going to do with the rest of it. And, you know, some people travel, some people get a different job, and she's
Right.
kind of like, I want to be young again.
Yeah.
Which you can't really blame her. Who doesn't
No.
want to be young
It's
forever?
cool.
And she never really got to have that experience because she had a relationship and
Right.
got pregnant and all that stuff.
Didn't work out.
Nope.
It's happening now for her though. She's living a life.
or did it? You know, maybe that's gonna be the whole series arc.
That's
when
true.
she realizes that when all is said and done, like she wished that she wanted something, but she really already had what her heart's desire.
I suppose, but why did they give Darren Star only 6 episodes? Seriously.
Well, I mean, it also has to do with money cost. It's a mid-season replacement.
Yeah.
and so,
Mid-season replacement.
Well,
That's what
it
happens.
shouldn't have been that in the first place. It should have been a full season because there's so much like depth to all the characters and like what she's going through her old life. We don't know anything.
I know,
much.
I want that.
Like her
I want
daughter,
flashbacks.
her
Yeah.
daughter. I want her daughter to come back. And she's going to, and I think that's gonna ruin the whole her and Josh thing. But
Yeah, I wonder if that's going to happen in the season finale or if they're going to save
save
that
it
for
for this.
later.
What if-
Probably later, but
what
make
if
you
the
watch.
daughter bangs Josh?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh,
I could see that happening.
gross, too much.
I can see that
Snap.
happening.
Like, oh my
wasn't-
gosh, I met this really cute tattoo artist when I got this tattoo, and we totally got what?
Yeah.
Season 2 finale.
oh my gosh. And then she still stays with him like the last time. Like, oh, I
Yeah.
saw you cheat on me, but whatevs.
It's my daughter, but it's cool.
I want to know what happens
cool
with
we
his
weren't
publisher,
exclusive.
because Mrs. Trout, Miss Trout, was super thirsty for that dude.
Well,
Yeah.
he's next episode. He's in it.
Yeah,
so that'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
interesting to see like how that goes down because now like they're bringing everyone back. I feel like next episode all the like exes or the love interest or whatever. Like her ex, Liza's ex, is going to be there. Kelsey's the guy that she wanted to sign is going to be there, and he was like, "Are you like attracted to me?" He was being like really close and like kind of seducing her in a weird way, and then. Oh my god, why am I blanking?
Jane.
She's there with this publisher guy. So it's like everyone's like kind of partner person is like there. And I think they showed like a second of Thad too, but whatever, he's kind of lame. So, but
Well, exes are going to stir the
yeah,
drama pot.
I think it'll
which
be
will
interesting.
fun.
Like,
What
happens?
And did we catch a line that she like something about sleeping with that guy? So maybe Hill Dog got some in the next episode, or
I wouldn't be surprised.
or maybe they're talking about like the preemptive sleeping with talk.
She's definitely gonna do it.
Yeah.
There's no question about it.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not like her boyfriend's a nice dude.
No,
No.
he's a total
So
douchebag.
it's not like the writers are making you want to kind of have her attracted to this artiste, this writer.
who's like a
Right.
lot older than her too, which is like kind of interesting to see because it doesn't seem to be bothering either of them. And she knows he's married and he knows she has a boyfriend, but neither of them care.
And it's a great kind of parallel story because they have this age difference where, like, you know, Liza's her friend and
Right.
she's acting like she's younger and they talk shit about older people, but then at the same time she's into this older guy and she's Liza's into the young dude. So it's
Well,
interesting.
like, what's gonna happen though when, like, they find out that Liza is not 26?
I feel like they're not going to be mad at her for being that age, but for lying about everything.
Well, I feel like with the different, like, character relationship situations, like with her and Josh, that's gonna be an issue. But I feel like with her and all of the other people, they won't care.
Yeah. I don't think so.
I think Josh, I mean, like, whether she's, 40 or 26, I mean, like, he's still getting it and getting it off, and he, likes it. So, I mean, I think that's what feels.
Off.
Well, I mean, no, oft. He's getting it offed in.
What
is-
okay.
I don't.
It sounded like getting it off.
Yeah.
My apologies. No, but I mean,
Dramatic
I'm sure.
pause in between the middle of a word.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He's oft. He gets it quite oft. Often.
Okay.
Maybe I just shouldn't shorten things. I tried to feel younger by shortening things, and it just came out in a very
It just came out as a different word.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like with that one it didn't work.
But
Sometimes you can.
okay, so I think that he likes the sex that he's getting so much that it's not even gonna matter to him. I mean, I think he's gonna be like, okay, whatever, let's still bang. I think it's gonna be different for Hill Dog and the
Dog.
and the whole rest of like who she works with.
Right.
I mean, that's my opinion.
I'm kind of hoping that the daughter, this is such a weird thing to hope, but like, I hope the daughter doesn't come back until she gets knocked up by someone, and then it makes her even older because she's a grandma now, and then they all find out, and they're like, you're a grandma? I think that'd be funny.
Cool.
That would be pretty
kinda
funny.
cool.
Like she
Yeah.
comes back and she's like 8 months pregnant, and she's like, sorry, Mom.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, people have kids really young nowadays.
Yeah,
Like, people get
so
pregnant, so
whatever.
they could be like, well, I'm a 30-year-old grandma.
God, I hope
America.
not.
I'm like, oh, wow, they got busy real young.
Really young.
15 and 15.
No, guys. No more. No, don't do that.
Yeah, y'all need to, wrap it up.
Wrap it
Yeah.
up.
And I'm
Yeah.
allergic to latex too, so I'm talking about seriously wrapping it up.
There you go.
I wonder who, like, the main demographic of this show. I feel like it's probably people that grew up watching Lizzie McGuire that watch it, but it's, on TVLand, which is usually an older audience, and this
Yeah.
is definitely, like, a younger show, and I wasn't sure how it would do on that channel, and I feel like it's doing really well and bringing a lot of publicity to it and kind
Yeah.
of helping it.
Everyone wants to feel that way. I mean, I'm
Making
only
TVLand younger.
I'm only 33, but I'm like I feel young again when I watch this show.
Because they have, like, all the ages that can relate to it. They have, like, the older women who are watching are like, oh, God, I, like, living vicariously through her and, like, wishing that they could do that, too. And then they have, like, us who, like, watch Lizzie McGuire who are like, yeah, Lizzie McGuire. And then, so it's, like, I think it's a range of demographics, but they're getting really good ratings, not just, like, from the people watching, but just, like, reviews. I mean, from, like, Us Weekly, People Magazine, like, they were on Access Hollywood, I just saw on Twitter. Like, they're getting really good press about it, so I think that's definitely helping a lot too. And I saw a commercial for it on E yesterday, so
nice.
See
That's
how
awesome.
it goes.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
it'll be good.
Well, I'm really excited for next week's.
Well, me too. Well, I just want to say though too that like having Sutton Foster and Hilary Duff in the same show, it's bringing like two different generations kind of together.
Yeah.
And just like merging us because we're all the same. I mean, I watch Sex and the City and Lizzie McGuire too. Like those are two of my favorite shows. I'm not going to lie to you. Sex and the City and Lizzie McGuire, I will go to the grave.
Well,
with
that's what
that.
I was hoping with the show. I'm like, I hope it's a hybrid between those two shows, and it kind of is. It's in a way, it kind of is. I feel like we saw a little Lizzie tonight in a few lines. I was like, oh, it's popping out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked it.
The
It
girl
was good.
code,
Yeah.
or whatever she said.
She has this whole thing where she's like, well, and she does this thing with her head. Like she kind of just
Tilts it.
and then when she talks and she like bops her hair, and I love it. I love it.
I feel like it was a way better episode this week, and it makes me really excited for the finale. But I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. Let's jump
It'll be
into some
good.
predictions, though.
Yeah.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Ladies first.
That means one of you guys.
Ah, okay. Well, since it's the finale, and I guess I'm kind of sort of maybe cheating, but I saw we got cut off before the full preview was shown, but oh my god, why am I blanking on her name? Liza comes and finds someone on the floor and she was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And I really hope that it's like, I mean, I don't hope that it's someone that
her daughter's water breaking. Just kind of.
I'm pregnant and back and I'm delivering. Well, I think it's going to be her boss. I think it's going to be her boss who probably just got too drunk trying to seduce this man. And like, this man's like, you haven't even read my books. Like, I want Liza or whatever. And like, I think she's going to be like trying to go down the steps and she's going to like tumble and fall and like be laying on the floor. And it's up to Liza to like keep her alive till the ambulance shows up. I think it's her boss. I think it's like that's when, because beginning of the preview was like, well, my assistants don't stay assistants for long. They either move up or get out. So I think it was her boss like falling over trying to seduce a man.
I feel like her boss is kind of like Samantha from Sex and the City. There's some lines in there that I like. What do you think?
I feel that it's Samantha from Sex and the City with her best friend. Mm-hmm. That's who I think is Samantha from Sex and the City. Okay, next week, I definitely think that Liza and Josh will have more sex. Because I missed that a lot from this episode. Because I know you guys didn't like it, but I did last week. I really liked last week's episode. I also think everyone's going to start obviously finding out about who she is, what she is, and then she's just going to get promoted and the show's going to go on and it's going to be amazing.
I think that everyone's attempts to get this hot publisher guy are going to be foiled by by Jane Krasinski. Or is that how you say her name?
Krasinski.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she's going to come in and then, because she was like on her knees right in front of him, whether or not she gets him or screws it up so nobody gets him, I think that she's going to come in and, really just jostle things up and ruin it for some people. I don't think she's going to make too many more appearances because she's got a lot of stuff to do with the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, but maybe she starts showing up a little bit more. Snaps to that. But yeah, maybe she still does more.
Nice.
That's what I think, though.
I think that something's going to go wrong at the art show. There's going to be some drama there. And I could see the younger group kind of messing with the art on accident. Maybe they turn the art show into a party, something happens to one of the pieces, and there's drama between the younger group again and Maggie, and she kind of has to pick which side or something like that. I could see like another drama happening, including Maggie in that group. We don't know how she fits in yet, and we'll see how that puzzle works out. But where can they find you guys online?
You can find me on Instagram, Annika Michelle 1, Twitter, Annika_Michelle, and my website, AnnikaMichelle.com.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at SamD43 and online at SamDavidsonEntertainment.com.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Joe Doyle. And shout out to Danica for participating in Topless Tuesday.
Yes, Topless Tuesday. Hashtag for the show.
Hashtag
Dressing
awesome.
naked for it.
Yeah.
But I also just realized we never did news and gossip. I totally skipped that part. But Hilary Duff has pink hair now. What? Renee for another season. Do you guys have anything else before I say bye?
No.
Just I love Hilary Duff so much. That's it.
Don't we all? Well, we're
Hilary.
excited to be here next week for the season finale. You can find me online at Danica Kennedy. Be sure to check us all out at AfterBuzz TV and especially on iTunes. We love 5 stars, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Huh?
Are you sure it's here?
Yeah, I know.